your example that you just gave, give me a sane gun law that would have prevented it.
Well, the gun law I would like would be a gun, so that when it was stolen, it couldn't be fired. I mean, what could be more sensible than that? I mean, it took me a lot of research. In my past life, I was a strategic marketing advisor, so we're kind of research junkies, and it took me a lot of research to. It made no sense to me. Here we have smart guns that could prevent 800 kids a year, 19 years and younger, from killing themselves. Maybe it wouldn't stop everyone, but it sure would stop a lot, and we can't get that, passed. So,
what percentage of those 18 to 19-year-olds are involved in gangs? To where that is a culture of the gang is they have the guns.
It's a very small percentage. They keep track of that kind of stuff. The FBI's Uniform Crime Report keeps track of gang killings, by kids. These aren't gang killings. These are suicides. These are just suicides. The kid's girlfriend left him, life's over, so he's going to kill himself. Oh, let me go upstairs and get the gun and do it.
So let me ask you this: do you think if that sane gun law was in place and that child was not able to fire that gun, then he would be alive today because he wouldn't have committed suicide?
Well, the people whose expertise is suicide say always that there's about a 10 or 15-minute window where the would-be killer of themselves, are active. That's why you always hear them, saying over and over on the radio or on TV, if you feel like killing yourself, call the hotline immediately so we can talk you through it. Mm-hmm. So, I think if 10 or 15 minutes passed, maybe the kid wouldn't do it. Would it be 100%? Nothing's ever 100%, but even if it was 50%, it's 800 lives. It's unconscionable, and I know the people I've spoken to on the show so far this evening. I can't imagine any one of you wouldn't be interested in trying to do something to save these lives. It shouldn't happen.
All right, we have a caller on the line now. Welcome to the show. You are on the air. Where are you calling from, and your first name, please?
My name's Matt. I'm calling from Southern California.
Matt, do you have a question for Mr. Fineman?
I do. Sir, you were talking about smart gun technology, or not technology, but a law that would require smart guns in case they were stolen. They wouldn't be able to be used by the person who stole them, correct?
Yes.
My question to you, sir, is as a former law enforcement officer out here in Southern California, how would that stop? How would that make any firearm reliable? My point being is that if you introduce, which actually there has been a firearm that's been introduced with smart gun technology and has been riddled with failures due to the electronics involved in the firearm and the
keeping the batteries fresh
by outside sources. So why would you force that kind of technology on, or force a law to require that kind of technology that would render a gun potentially hazardous to its own owner when they need it the most?
My understanding, and I'm sorry I didn't get your name because of the echo. By the way, what part of Southern California are you in?
Los Angeles County.
Okay. My daughter lives in Long Beach, so
not too far from there.
Yeah, and my son, of course, lived in San Diego, so I get out there often. So here's the thing: the last thing I would want would be to give somebody, a situation where their gun might or might not work any more than I'd want to let them have my car if the brakes, weren't sure to work. And brakes sometimes don't work, by the way. But my understanding of the technology now is that it's so advanced that it does work, and that the failure rates are, similar to car brake car brakes not working. You know, car brakes sometimes don't work. What's the percentage? It's minuscule, but it's down at that level. And when they tried to sell them, in fact, in California was one of the places, this Italian company. Yeah, this Italian company. I mean, that was one of the big things they talked about. You know, that this gun, unlike prior, attempts, this gun is fail-safe. So
you're correct. I don't mean to interrupt, but you bring up a good point. The point that about vehicles, for example, a modern day vehicle. Let's just take a 2015 Kia Sorento, for example, because I own one, has over 16 computers in them, right? Those computers are able to fail and able to be compromised by outside sources. And you yourself have said that a very small percentage every year people die from malfunctions, electronical malfunctions. And that's why individuals like myself, men and women alike, rely on analog items, for example, no electronics involved, because of a potential failure. And I'm sure that anybody who has a firearm doesn't want to risk, for example, earlier today, there were some people coming around the neighborhood pretending to be salesmen, but they were distracting the homeowner, and they would rob them as they were talking to them, right? So in that kind of situation, would that be a 0.1% failure rate? That could have been a deciding factor right there. That's why people don't want this kind of technology, because it's prone to failure. Or I wouldn't say prone to failure. There's a chance of failure.
Well, I know. Yeah, no, I do know what you're saying, and I know the hacking is an issue. I saw something. I have not connected it to the smart gun, but I'm going to research that as well. But I saw, as I'm sure you did recently, that one of the things they're worried about with these cars that drive themselves, and park themselves and drive, is that hackers can take over your car. So this is a good point, and I certainly will look into it. My understanding was that this doesn't happen, but the hacking issue is a good point, and I'm going to research it. And when I get done research, I'm not just saying it just to get off the phone here. When I get done researching it, I'll call Mike and tell him what I found.
All right, sir, thank you for the call. We're going to go into a break. And one thing about what you just discussed, remember, Mr. Fineman, the person that wants to do us harm has no failure rate because they are not required or they don't follow that law. But we're going to be right back. We have Mr. Eliot Fineman on the Ring Central Celebrity Hotline. I'm Mike Allen. This is the Armed Radio Global Network, and you are on the air.
Route 106 Motors is the home of fine pre-owned vehicles. Experience a no-pressure sale with a family-friendly atmosphere. Route 106 Motors has been practicing the same simple philosophy of low prices for over a decade, and it has brought us great success. Recently, while other dealers are closing their doors, Route 106 Motors is expanding. We are a wholesale dealer, and we own the property and pay cash for all the vehicles. This allows us to sell to the consumer for a lot less than the average dealership. We are a high-volume, small-profit dealer, and we pass the savings on to you. New changes have been made at Route 106 Motors. Stop by and check out our brand-new building. Route 106 Motors, located at 569 West Street. Check our website at route106motors.com, and be sure to like us on Facebook to find out about all the latest deals and savings opportunities. route106motors.com.
Savino Wine Preservation System is wine preservation glassware. Savino is an easy-to-use wine preservation system that allows you to enjoy your favorite wines anytime without waiting for an occasion. Open any bottle with confidence, knowing that you can enjoy the full original flavor of Tuesday's wine on Saturday. For more information, visit us at www.savinowine.com. Today's wine, tomorrow.
Ever have a computer issue that you can't figure out? Is your computer running slow, locking up, or giving you the blue screen of death? Now you have a store that not only can diagnose your rig, but if needed, Upgrade that tired old workhorse. Centex Computers in Hutto is equipped not only to fix your computer, but give you an honest analysis of what needs to be fixed. Let's face it, your home computer is not only convenient, it's essential for your home or your office to stay in touch in this new virtual world. Now you have a place to take your computer for honest and reliable service. Visit www.centexcomputers.com for locations and times. Centex Computers Hutto is the official computer experts for On the Air with Mike Allen.
Night Talk with Joe Rocks, 10 p.m. Eastern, Thursdays, is now on Ustream TV. Spreaker for replays and live. On Live 365, exclusively on Armed Radio Global.
Armed Radio Global presents its new 2015 Talk at Night lineup.
Mondays, 8 p.m. Eastern, Spot On with Lino and Tom.
Straight Talk with Matt Hazley. Mondays and Fridays, 10 p.m. Eastern.
On Tuesdays, Talk Time with Val, 8 p.m. Eastern, followed by High Five at 10 p.m. Eastern with Johnny and Mikey.
Wednesdays on the air with Mike Allen, 10 p.m. EST, and Thursdays Night Talk with Joe Rocks, 10 p.m. Eastern.
Join the talk now on Ustream TV. Replays on Spreaker, exclusively on Armed Radio Global.
All right, welcome back to the show. Tonight's broadcast, just a reminder, I know I say it every break, but we do sure thank them a lot. E24.com, put your zip code in their webpage or in their free online app that you can download from the iStore or Google Play. They'll find a restaurant near your location and bring food right to your door. You can't beat that. Believe me, I'm a big guy. I like to eat. Remember, I'm not fat. I'm aerodynamically challenged. Yep. Also, Centex Computers out of Hutto, they're the ones responsible for this absolute monster sitting off to my left that we're broadcasting from tonight that replaced the old workhorse that served me for so long and so faithfully. But this thing is a beast. They were cost-effective, and they were fast, courteous, and they can help you with anything. Right now, they've got a bug going around that comes into your computer and then puts in a code that encrypts all the data on your computer. And, of course, in order to get the code erased, you have to give them money, and they send you the code to free up your computer. Well, take it down to Centex. They'll help you out. They'll either help you get it cleaned up, or they'll get your computer at least back to where you can work it if they can't get your information off. That's a nasty bug that they got going out there, and Centex can help you with that. So, also remember, iPhones and iPads, brilliant people at Apple. So let's make a phone. Let's make a brilliant phone, and let's make it out of glass and slippery so it'll slide off your lap and hit the concrete and break. Well, you can take it down to Centex and they'll fix it. Joining me now, back on the Ring Central Celebrity Hotline. He's been with us now for an hour and 20 minutes. I do appreciate his time. Mr. Eliot Fineman, who is the CEO of National Gun Victims Action Council. Again, the phone lines are open and will remain open for the remainder of the show. 1-866-225-5401. Or you can tweet me at ArmedRadio1, hashtag it ArmedRadio. That way it'll show up on my tweet deck. If you have any questions, I'll read them live on the air. Mr. Fineman, I do have a question. Along the lines of the smart gun and the guns and the... understand that we are a nation of laws. And no matter how many laws we write, people who are bent or motivated to a purpose will not pay attention to those laws. And the more laws we write, the only people that's going to affect are those of us who follow the law. Now, as a police officer, I cannot tell you how frustrating it would be for me to be all the way across my sector, and I work the east side of Austin, which had a lot of, I had a lot of work, had a lot of things happen. It's the depressed part of Austin, even though Austin's a beautiful city and it's not as bad as, say, Houston or Dallas. Still a lot of action, and we would get home invasions where armed subjects were breaking into homes, and I'd be, at best, if I made every light, driving as fast as I safely could at code 3, 5 minutes away. And I would always hope, as a police officer, that the homeowner that was calling in 911 would be able to defend themselves